Hello, boys and girls, and happy Monday. I hope all the moms out there had a wonderful Mother's Day. Here's what you're going to be doing for Mrs. Brenton today. Here's a quick look at our calendar. So this week and next week are going to look pretty much the way that they've always looked, where you're going to meet with me on Monday and Wednesday and Maestra Yahida on Tuesday and Thursdays. And then Friday is sort of your flex day to catch up on work or to do your social studies and science activities. So again, this week and next week are going to look pretty much the same. After Memorial Day, things will start to wind down. So here is the list of assignments that you have for me today. We have our morning message, reader's workshop, writing, centers, and guided reading. For our morning message today, you have another letter to fix up. So go ahead and put the date at the top, which is May 11th, 2020. And the letter reads, Dear wonderful writers, a butterfly flew by me. It was orange and green. It landed on a flower. Another one joined it. Sincerely yours, Mrs. Brenton. When you're done fixing up that letter, I want you to go ahead and try to come up with two compound words. Remember, compound words are two smaller words that are put together, like butter and fly come together to make butterfly. Come up with two compound words on your own and write them in those flowers. When you're done with that, you're going to do a little practice with question words. So remember, question words are who, what, where, when, why, and how. And when we see those words, we know that a question is being asked. There are four questions that are missing their question words on this chit chat sheet. So you're going to go through and read the sentences and figure out which question word would make the most sense. So let's do the first one together. Blank is in the box. Let's go through our list. When is in the box? That doesn't make any sense. Why is in the box? I don't know about that one. Where is in the box? How is in the box? None of those seem to make any sense. What is in the box? That could make sense. Who is in the box? That also could make sense. So you could really put down what or who. I would say because there's a doggy in the picture, you might say who, but you could also say what because the dog's not a person. So both of those make perfect sense, and I would accept either answer. Go through that same process with the remaining three. Kind of go through those words, read the sentences, and see which one would make the most sense. And when you're done, as an option, you can name some ways that you would take care of your dog. For Reader's Workshop today, you're going to be reading Duck Rabbit by Amy Krouse Rosenthal. So go ahead and click on this link to listen to a read aloud of this story. And if you notice when you look at the picture, you could really look at it either way, right? You could look at it as a bunny with long ears behind it, or as a duck with a really big beak. So it's kind of a fun little eye trick. When you're done listening to the story, I want you to tell someone what the author's purpose was for writing this story. And remember, author's purpose is as easy as pie. Did the author want to persuade you, inform you, or entertain you? So go, after reading that book, sort of think about it. Why did Amy Krouse Rosenthal write this book? Was she trying to persuade me to do something or think something? Was she trying to give me information? Or is it just a fun story and she was trying to entertain me? Once you've made that decision, I want you to begin thinking about what the two narrators in the story are arguing about. And then which one do you agree with? Was it a duck or was it a rabbit? And again, nothing that you have to write down, just some good brainstorming, some good brain work, listening to a good story, listening to a fluent reader read, and engaging with the story by thinking about these different questions. For writing today, you are going to finish the rough draft of your second book. And remember, it's the rough draft, so there's no need to make pictures just yet. Focus on good writing. When you're done, I want you to go through your entire book and edit it. Go through your checklist. Capital letter, punctuation, sounds like how we talk. Now for capital letter, I want you to pay particular attention to common and proper nouns. So last week you learned all about common and proper nouns. And common nouns are just people, places, and things, and just the common name we use for them, like notebook or tissue or teacher. But proper nouns are the names for things, the names for places, the names for people. and we capitalize those. So read through your work. Did you capitalize every proper noun? Look for those proper nouns and make sure that you did in fact capitalize them. As an option, one of the things that first graders practice is getting feedback on their writing. And that's something we would have done if we were all together with each other. But you can do that just as easily at home. You can call up a grandparent, a cousin, an aunt, an uncle. You can talk to your neighbor and read them your story. Read them your book too and see what they think about it. What do they like about it? What do they think you could change to make it better? Do they have questions while they're listening to you read that you're not answering in your story that you could add in as a detail? So talk to somebody in your house, talk to a neighbor, talk to a family member over the phone, maybe FaceTime them. Read them your story and see what you think. Feedback is a way that a good writer makes their writing even better. For guided reading today, I'm going to be meeting with my blue friends on Zoom. So purple group, you're at 10, green group 1020, red group 1040, blue group 11, and yellow group 1120. If you're in yellow homeroom, you're going to choose one leveled reading passage from your packet, read it, and answer the questions. If you are not able to make it to my Zooms, remember you can always just do a leveled reading passage in its place. For your center options this week, remember you can pick one today, save one for Wednesday, or as a bonus, you can do one each day. First option is to do the word sort. Second option is to practice your sight words. Third option, go log on to Epic and listen to one of my favorite audiobooks, or one of my favorite books in audiobook form, Come on Rain by Karen Hess. This is a really great story to sort of get you thinking about summer. And while you're listening, I want you to think about how the character is feeling at different points in the different points in the story. So just a really great audiobook to listen to. The next option you have is to sort the following words into groups by the number of syllables they have in them. So if I were you, I would make a 3-column chart. I'd have 2, 3, 4, and then space below to list these words. And remember our trick. When we're trying to figure out how many syllables a word has, you can put your hand under your chin and count how many times your chin drops as you say the word. So do that with me now. Put your hand under your chin and let's say the first word, baseball. Now, I don't know about you, but my chin dropped 2 times. So that word has 2 syllables. I'm going to go ahead and write baseball under the number 2. Go through and do the rest on your own using our trick. Your final center option is to practice with word families. So you're going to come up with 5 words for each of these word families, the aim family, the one family, and the eep family. And our makerspace challenge this week is to make art with nature. So it's beautiful outside, the weather's been great, trees are blooming, flowers are blooming. Go around and collect a bunch of stuff. Little flowers, leaves, petals, anything that you can find that you think would look beautiful on your tree. And you can make a tree using construction paper, cut it out and glue it on a piece of white paper, or you could just draw a tree with a crayon or a marker and then glue all of your beautiful findings all over the tree and you'll get this really beautiful piece of nature art. Another option would be to use those leaves and build a person out of them, or you could build some other type of picture with them. So some of you might not have a lot of petals or different sort of variety in your yard, but a lot of us are going to have leaves, right? Leaves from bushes, leaves from weeds, leaves from trees. So you can use those leaves to make art as well. So this is just a fun thing to do. It's a center option for this week. Get outside and make some art. For social studies, so we are wrapping up the 4th quarter, most of which we've been spending at home. So I want to see what you know about all of the great things that you've learned in the 4th quarter in social studies. You guys have studied famous Americans, you've studied scarcity and the difference between goods and services. So now it's time to show what you know. I made a quiz and I put it online. And the online quiz is great because there's pictures, and if you get the answer wrong, it'll tell you what the right answer is and give you some more information to help you out. So try to do this on your own as best you can. Your grown-ups might need to read the questions for you. I'll read them now, so if you want to take it while I read them, that's fine. You can pause the video when I'm ready to start and get yourself together. Or your grown-ups can read it for you. But that's really the only help that they should give you, because this is going to give Mrs. Brenton an idea of how well the lessons went for you. Do you remember the things that you learned? That sort of thing. So you can click on that link and take it online, or you can take this paper version. I prefer you to take the online quiz, but if you would rather do it with this paper and pencil version, that's fine too. So I'm going to go ahead and read all of the questions so that you have that if you're ready to start taking it now. So, question number 1. This famous American was able to prove that lightning is electricity. Was that Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Mary McLeod Bethune, Frederick Douglass, or Franklin Roosevelt? Circle whichever one you think it was. Question 2. This famous American was both a president and a vice president. Was that Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, Mary McLeod Bethune, Frederick Douglass, or Franklin Roosevelt? Number 3. This famous American was president during World War II. Was that Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Mary McLeod Bethune, Frederick Douglass, or Franklin Roosevelt? Number 4. This famous American was an educator and an advocate for women and African Americans. Was that Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Mary McLeod Bethune, Frederick Douglass, or Franklin Roosevelt? And we have one more famous American question, number 5. This famous American was born to parents who were slaves, but later became an advisor to U.S. presidents and an advocate for equal rights. Was that Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, Mary McLeod Bethune, Frederick Douglass, or Franklin Roosevelt? Now, a little hint for you. There's only one of those 5 people we studied. Each one of them are the correct answer for one question. So one of those 5 questions is going to be for one of the 5 people we studied. All right, so number 6. A blank is something you buy, such as food, clothes, or shoes. Is that scarcity, a good, or a service? Number 7. This word means that something is hard to find or in short supply. Is that scarcity, good, or service? And number 8, a blank is something someone does for us in exchange for money. For example, a hairdresser cuts our hair and a mechanic fixes our cars. Is that scarcity, good, or service? All right, hopefully that quiz was really easy for you. If you've been studying all of these things, then it should be pretty simple. But if you need some help, do some extra research online, maybe rewatch those videos so you can make sure that you're holding on to that good information. All right, that's it for me today. Don't forget to post your work on Class Dojo and have a wonderful day. I'll see you on Wednesday.